Get ready for game night because the Today Show host Savannah Guthrie is taking the spotlight. NBC has officially ordered the Wordle game show, and this is going to be huge. 5 years ago, Josh Wardle created the phenomenon, and now Guthrie is hosting the show that everyone is talking about. We dive into everything we know about this massive new venture and how it's set to change television entertainment.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This Allen 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at some major shakeups at NBC and NBC Universal as they make big decisions for 2026. We're talking about the cancellation of On Brand with Jimmy Fallon after just one season. But there's also big news on the renewal front, including a massive return for the Law and Order series. Find out which shows are staying and which ones are going bye-bye on the network. Now, let's shift gears to the world of blockbuster action. Peacock is officially developing a TV series set in the Fast and Furious film universe, bringing Vin Diesel and the entire crew to the screen. We break down what we know about this new development, who is writing the pilot, and how this massive franchise is expanding into television. And finally, we wrap up with massive sports business news. The WNBA media deals have exploded, now exceeding $3 billion in total value with partners like Disney, Amazon, and NBC Universal. We examine the record-setting figures and what this means for the future of sports broadcasting. Stay with us for the full breakdown. NBC has officially ordered a game show adaptation of the popular word game Wordle, which will be hosted by Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. The project, a long-anticipated television version, is slated to premiere in 2027. The production company is currently recruiting contestants, seeking teams of 3 players to compete for a substantial cash prize. Prospective contestants are encouraged to submit videos demonstrating their enthusiasm for the word game. Wordle achieved massive popularity in 2022 following its viral success and acquisition by the New York Times. The development of a television format has been ongoing for several years, with the New York Times collaborating with NBC Universal and Jimmy Fallon's production company on the project. Savannah Guthrie and Jimmy Fallon jointly announced the news on Monday morning, featuring clips from a pilot episode Guthrie taped last year. Fallon highlighted that the show represents the first game in decades that everyone plays and everyone talks about. Guthrie shared that her children enjoy playing the game with her. The NBC version of Wordle is set to be licensed globally by NBC Universal Formats, allowing for potential local language productions in other countries. Meredith Kopit-Levien, CEO of the New York Times Company, stated that the TV adaptation reflects the company's strategy of creating daily, shareable experiences. NBC and NBC Universal have announced significant programming changes for 2026, confirming the cancellation of several television shows while simultaneously renewing several major hits. The news, reported on May 11, 2026, signals a major shakeup for the network's lineup. Among the cancellations is the talk show, On Brand with Jimmy Fallon, which has been discontinued after just one season. The program, hosted, executive produced, and created by Jimmy Fallon, followed the trajectory of Fallon launching his marketing firm, the On Brand Agency, and assembling a team of creative executives, including Bizoma St. John, former C-suite executive at Uber and Pepsi, as the chief marketing officer. In contrast to the cancellation news, NBC has confirmed a return for the long-running procedural drama, Law and Order. Following a surprise cancellation in 2010, the network has officially announced that the series will return in the fall. Fans are keenly watching to see if this renewal provides showrunners with the opportunity to craft a definitive conclusion for the series this time around. The network's decisions regarding the slate suggest a strategic realignment of its television offerings for the upcoming year. Further details on other renewals and cancellations are expected as the season progresses. Peacock is officially developing a new television series set within the Fast and Furious film universe. The announcement was made by Vin Diesel, who plays Dominic Toretto, during NBC Universal's upfront presentation in New York City on Monday. While Diesel suggested there may be 4 Fast and Furious series in development, TV Line confirms that only one project is currently in active development. The series is reportedly set against the backdrop of the franchise's enduring theme. When you're here, you're family. A formal logline for the sequel series has not yet been released. However, key creative personnel have been named. Mike Daniels, who is also behind NBC's upcoming Rockford Files reboot starring David Boreanaz, and veteran Shades of Blue member Wolf Coleman will be writing the pilot and will serve as co-showrunners and executive producers. Additional episodes are set to feature Vin Diesel, Sam Vincent, Neil Moritz, Pavan Shetty, Jeff Kirschenbaum, and Chris Morgan. The production is coming from Universal Television. The Fast and Furious franchise boasts a massive legacy, spanning 10 films over the past 25 years and grossing over $7 billion worldwide. The franchise is slated to conclude with its 11th and final movie, Fast Forever, scheduled to premiere on March 17, 2028. Noi Dung Kai Tight. The WNBA has achieved a significant milestone in its media landscape, with total media deals now exceeding $3 billion in value. This expansion follows over $900 million in new agreements since initial announcements with major players like Disney, Amazon, and NBC Universal in 2024. /N, the league's record-setting 11-year media contract is valued at $3.1 billion. This comprehensive agreement involves a diverse portfolio of partners, including Disney, ABC ESPN, NBC Universal NBC Peacock, Amazon Prime Video, Paramount, CBS, Scripps Ion, USA Sports, USA Network, and NBA TV. A source familiar with the league's dealings confirmed these terms to channel YouTube. /N, this new structure represents a substantial increase in revenue, with the average annual value of the new media deal reaching $281 million, which is approximately 6.5 times higher than the previous average annual value of $43 million. The addition of CBS, Scripps, and Amazon to the partnership portfolio has contributed to the league's total media revenue reaching around $60 million last year. /N, the foundation of this growth began in July 2024 with a $2.2 billion, $11 year deal secured with Disney, NBC Universal, and Amazon, which was a segment of the NBA's larger $77 billion agreement. Subsequent additions, including USA Sports and renewals with Scripps and Paramount, have propelled the total value to $3.01 billion. /N, these major agreements include reset provisions scheduled after the third season in 2028, allowing parties to renegotiate terms such as length and cost. The exact trigger for these provisions, whether it can be invoked by the league, its partners, or both, remains unclear. /N, furthermore, the deals incorporate revenue-sharing mechanisms, enabling the WNBA to receive a portion of advertising and sponsorship revenue from partners who recoup their financial investment, a factor that could further boost annual revenue above the $281 million average. /N, in terms of broadcast reach. The new media agreement secured a record 216 national games for the 2026 season, which commenced on Friday. Ion is set to host the most games with 50, followed by USA Network with 48. The WNBA playoffs will be distributed across ABC ESPN, USA, NBC Peacock, and Prime Video. /N, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert addressed concerns regarding the fragmentation caused by the multitude of partners across free TV, cable, and streaming platforms. Engelbert acknowledged that the WNBA faces the same media market challenges as other sports leagues, stating, the WNBA is not unique in this battle, right? It's the free market that the U.S. has in the media market because there's a lot of participants. She expressed optimism that consolidation among media companies will occur over time.